He says if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, oh, I don't want your support. You're a weakling. Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck. You are fat. You are a joke. You are stupid. You are not funny. You are not. He's 100 years old, okay? This is an old man. Most presidents age tremendously, serving 2 terms. And those are normal, healthy presidents, younger than him. This guy got into office at an advanced age. We're entering year 10 of this impossible fight that he's been in. Impeachments, assassinations, indictments, legal challenges, everything subversion, betrayal, everything you can think of. This man is not well. And so you take all these factors together, and he thinks that he's going to feed everybody this narrative. Epstein is just a Democrat hoax, and he thinks that's brilliant. In his mind, he thinks this is a brilliant political strategy. They're going to eat that up. I'm sure he's telling his advisors, they're saying, great idea, sir. Great. That's a perfect way to play this.
So I think everyone has seen by now what it is that he posted. In a nutshell, he kind of just said he doesn't want the support of people that are still believing this Democratic hoax, all the while believing that this Epstein debacle is something that was set up by Biden and Obama. Trump, in all actuality, must be thinking to himself that if he were to just put this information out there and call it a hoax, that his followers are just going to blindly follow him. Why would he think that? Kind of what he does with everything else. If he just changes the narrative, they all follow lock and step with whatever he says the narrative is supposed to be. So why would he think anything different? So I think it's actually fair for me to now say that, in all fairness, Nick Fuentes, this is Nick Fuentes right here that you just saw, Nick Fuentes is done with Trump. He had a hell of a lot more to say. He was only just getting started.
I don't know who could read a word of that, who has ever supported Trump at any point and not be totally sick to your stomach and not be absolutely revolted. Fuck you, dude. Hey, Trump, fuck you. And I'm not that guy. I have been extremely critical of Trump while also trying to be balanced and objective and fair. I'm not a resistance liberal. I'm not liberal at all. And for many years, I supported Trump. And in some years more than other years. And I was always willing to give a hearing for the idea that he had maybe noble intentions, that he is surrounded by advisors. He is in this enormous battle. I think I've always given a fair hearing for him as a man.
That about what he just mentioned would have been what everyone thought in the first term, that as unhinged as you might think that Trump is, he has advisors at the end of the day, like every single other president out there. They all have advisors to complement the areas and where they're weak. A president doesn't know everything about foreign policy. A president doesn't know everything about defense. A president doesn't know everything about how the Treasury works or GDP or any other myriad of cabinet positions that are out there. Nor are you expected to. You wouldn't expect a sitting president to know everything there is to know about health. It's one big managerial role, and what you're supposed to do is delegate positions to the right people that you've chosen in your base. You don't fill those positions with a bunch of yes men because you want to know if you're doing the right things on behalf of the people that got you elected and behalf of also the people that didn't want you there. As a president, you're still supposed to do right by them while pushing forward your policies. Now, in regards to health, we've all heard the talks already. If you look at Trump's hand, he's got a little something there. But this that he's doing, telling your own supporters, I don't want your support if you're falling for this hoax. 1, a lot of your supporters don't actually believe it's a hoax. 2, that's kind of crazy, telling them that you don't want their support anymore. And I venture to say it's more than likely because he doesn't really care about what happens to the Republican Party. They don't matter to him. If they get reelected in the midterms, that's on them. One of the crucial holds that Trump really had when it came to gaining leverage over the Republican Party was the fact that he always had behind him the Maga base. He could always threaten to primary anyone that didn't go along with his agenda by saying, I have this voter base that I know in order for you to win, you need them. So when I tell you to do something, you need to do it because you need this group that I have with me. And he'd probably be a lot nicer in the first term. And he'd probably also be a lot nicer if he was still trying to go for re-election. He's not trying to run for a third term. He's not trying to run to be president anymore. He's got your vote. So it's too late. So now he's in the situation where he can pretty much do whatever it is that he wants to. Repercussions be damned. So I know for a fact that 2020, that election, it hurt Donald Trump's ego. Because there's no way in his mind he could see himself losing to Joe Biden. So Joe Biden right now is living rent-free in his head. And Nick now kind of sees the writing on the wall. So Biden, for the most part, has been a scapegoat for Trump, that he can just mention his name every single time. He could just mention a few things. He can mention Russia, 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 Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton and her emails, the Steele dossier, all of these things for the last, 5, 6 years, these have been trigger words for the right. This is like feeding red meat to wolves. Any scandal that really goes out there, any problem that even goes out there, he could just mention any one of those things and the base goes, yeah, that must be it. It must be Biden. Do you remember when he mentioned that the good parts of the economy, those I believe are my parts, but all the bad parts, those are Biden's? That's what he thinks. And Nick Fuentes seems to have caught on to that.
For him as a man. But this is disgusting. And I don't mean to be moralizing at all. But this whole attitude, it's sickening and it's disturbing and it's weird. And you almost look at Trump with fresh eyes. You almost look at him like a liberal would, in the sense that you read this screed. This is like a 400-word screed. And you say, this is a nut job. This is a maniac. This is a person who is brain damaged by all of the fighting, everything that he has been put through. It has made him sound like a crazy person, relitigating all this. It seems like every day, relitigating the same nonsense over and over. The Steele dossier, the Hunter Biden's laptop, Russia, 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 these like weird slogans that aren't even funny anymore. And you're like, on the one hand, this is disturbing. This is like a mentally unhinged freak. On the other hand, you're saying this is a deeply narcissistic, immoral person who is so clearly concerned more about his reputation. It's partially hitting back on the Democrats and wanting to rehash all the old beefs, the Steele dossier, the laptop, Russia, 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 writing this big screed at the top about this. Then my perfect administration, I've achieved more than anybody. My achievements, I'm the greatest, I'm the best. So concerned with his legacy. And then flippantly throwing his supporters under the bus.
Yeah. One of the reasons he does that is because with his base, these are the things that gained him the most success. He won the election on those topics. He won the election by continuously repeating that this is what the deep state is trying to do to me. This is what the people in charge are doing to me. And if they could do it to me, they could do it to you too. So therefore, you need to put me back in office so I could fight on your behalf. I'm not trying to fight on my behalf. No, I'm the one that's taking a bullet for you guys. I'm sacrificing myself for you guys. So put me in office so I can make sure the things that they're trying to do to me, they can never, ever do to any one of you that love me. Now, in all honesty, I actually thought it was going to stop there. Nah, Nick was a lot more upset than I thought.
It's the obsession with his reputation, wanting to guard that. It's my administration's done more in 6 months. And finally, you want to say, that's not true. That's not true. For years, Trump supporters have said, he may be a bullshitter, but he's not a liar. Yes, he is. He is a liar. These are lies. It's not true. Can we just say that? He's a liar. This is the most successful administration. No, it isn't. And by what metric? What are you talking about? In what way? It wasn't then. It isn't now. He just lies. He would say that in the first term. We did the wall. We built the wall. No, you didn't.
So I actually have to concede a point. There should be a blue wave. A tsunami even. You know what AOC should do? She should have a private meeting with Bill Gates, Hillary Clinton, and Bill Clinton, and make sure you're also caught on camera. Make sure people are filming you, that they can see you through a screen glass, but they can't hear what you guys are saying. And the next day, she should come out and say, hey, you know what? I actually agree with the Trump administration that they shouldn't release the Epstein files. That's what I think now. and then just let the internet run with it.
or had other issues. And now he says, if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, oh, I don't want your support. You're a weakling. Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck. You are fat. You are a joke. You are stupid. You are not funny. You are not as smart as you think you are. You are, and honestly, and if you watch my show, you know I've been very critical. I've never been this far. This just goes to show this entire thing has been a scam. When we look back on the history of populism in America, we are going to look back on the MAGA movement as the biggest scam in American history. And the liberals were right. The MAGA supporters were had. They were. And it's true. Trump pandered to the deplorables. He pandered to the nativists that wanted fewer immigrants. He pandered to the Christian nationalists that wanted religious liberty. He pandered to the free market people and the business interests that wanted their taxes cut. He pandered to all of these people to empower himself. The entire thing was a vanity project.
Yeah. Too bad no one ever mentioned any of this before the election actually happened. That's all I got for now. Just wanted to go over that one with y'all. Whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, and I will see you again on the next one. Be easy, y'all.